I've done a number of talks addressing perfectionism and pettiness in teenagers and young adults, but it later occurred to me that I haven't mentioned some of the superior antitheses of pride, like humility, and in this particular talk, dignity. So it's worth going over. In Mark Manson's second and best-selling book, basically on how to stop caring what people think of you, his main perspective was that in the present world we live in, caring about other people's opinions and things is a subtle art form that requires skillful discernment. And I think that's completely true for ordinary people, because for most of us, we don't want to radically let go of all of our attachments and just stop caring what other people think. Usually when it comes to letting go of things, our interest is to find a happy medium between caring about things and not, because we still have attachment. But Buddhism, however, takes this idea to its full potential. So what may start off as a subtle art form of not caring about things or not caring about what people think of us simplifies further to a very clear and short list of rules. So it's no longer a skillful art form, but this is a very explicit, specific thing, because those rules, in terms of our behavior, caring how people think of us, can be found in the 5 precepts. Do not kill, do not lie, do not steal, do not commit sexual misconduct, and do not consume intoxicants. So the 5 precepts is actually similar to a personal rule I made up for younger people a while back, which is that as long as you're not doing anything wrong or bad according to your culture or the norms, you should never worry about what people think of you. So they're kind of similar in that way. Buddhism has these 5 detrimental precepts, and I'm telling youth that if they're not doing anything wrong per se, whatever wrong means in your culture and to the times, then you don't have any reason to worry about what people think of you. So this is where Buddhism draws the line between humility and shame. Buddhism encourages you to not carry any pride or insecurity unless you entertain one of the 5 precepts, because those are major detrimental behaviors or unethical behaviors. Now, these hindrances are just a general guide, so other actions can apply if they're related. But the point is, Buddhism is only concerned about your humaneness. So it never sees the need to get embarrassed or ashamed or jealous of things that modern society, so many people do these days, that so many people fuss over and get jealous over and worry about, get insecure about. Nowadays, people are so insecure and critical that they will call you weird over the smallest unusual thing. Any slight difference that you have, something they've never heard about or seen before. So for no reason, basically, people are critical and call you weird and stuff, and that's why everyone's so insecure. So I know people like this who will they always say this person's weird, that person's weird, and there's almost no basis for it. So when a person engages in the 5 precepts or succumbs to desires and addictions, however, without self-control, this is when Buddhism takes your actions seriously and considers you weak in moral conduct and acting out of animal instinct. This is the level of action where you have a legitimate reason to feel ashamed. Buddhism explains that true human behavior, behavior that is human, is dignifying, and therefore acting out of our animal passions like anger or greed, which we've been developing over many lifetimes of evolution, and acting out of these instincts, especially without self-restraint, is undignifying or demeaning. Getting angry, being aggressive, reacting instead of responding, losing self-control, cheating people, providing sex work, or helping out bad people and so on, doing unethical things. These are the things we should get insecure about and actually feel ashamed about. because it's not your pride that's getting hurt at this level. For a Buddhist, it's your dignity. The thing that makes you a good person, a true civilized human being, is contradicted when you have these behaviors.